welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, Tonish Scorpio, with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say bye. Oh, hi.
Wow, I'm not saying bye yet, dude. We just started.
I know. Deception, say hi.
What up?
This is episode 146 of the Climb Together podcast. Um, cool stuff. We've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about this week. If you guys watched last week's episode, we talked a little bit about Hytale, which released last Tuesday, 1/13, January 13th. And so, after the pod, we played for a few hours. Definitely could have played for more. I have played more off stream. It's like my end of the night game now. Um, I have a lot to say.
You just been all over it.
Dude, I love
You
it.
just love it now.
I love it. I'm gonna let Deception go first because I do have a lot to say about this game. So I want Deception to get his, be able to get his words in before I take over.
Yeah, I mean, it is probably better that I start with my thoughts because I haven't admittedly been able to play it as much as Tone because, um, fun fact, my new PC shipped last week. So most of my time since like Wednesday, Thursday, has been spent like I had to get the new PC set up. I had to get everything ready. I had to, I had it optimized and everything. So I was mainly focusing on just getting ready for the future of my content creation with this new PC. But the time I did spend on Hytale was really fun. The best way I could describe it, if you want a TLDR for what I'm about to say, is it's like Minecraft, but a lot of the weird things in Minecraft and a lot of like the I would say like slight annoyances in Minecraft are gone. Like for example, like if you play Hytale, like obviously like when you play Minecraft and you get in a new world, like the first thing that you need to do is punch a tree to get wood. In Minecraft, you have to punch the tree block by block, and you just have to. It takes you forever. Um, Mind you, it takes a little bit longer for you to punch trees in Hytale. Um, you get to use both hands, but you're not as strong as your Minecraft character. It takes you a little bit longer to break one block. But if you have a tree and you break all the bottom blocks of the tree, so then it would technically in Minecraft be floating. In Hytale, the tree just disintegrates immediately, and everything drops for you, and it's incredible. That is like that is just one thing about Hytale that is like it's like Minecraft but optimized, and I like it. I think that especially that aspect of it is really nice. But I mean, we had a good time on
Yeah.
Hytale. Like we,
hmm
um,
I could have
we got
kept
started
playing.
quick.
I could have
I
kept
mean,
playing
I
though.
was mainly just like trying to figure out my way around. Because admittedly, because Hytale's in early access right now, it doesn't have a lot of the features that Minecraft has. Like you can't show coordinates. You can't like, um, uh, you don't have a lot of the things you do in Minecraft. So, I was trying to find my way around. And Tone was doing a lot of the groundwork. Like she was building a house, figuring out like a base for us, and I was just kind of hanging around. Um, we were figuring out stuff slowly in the game. Like we figured out that like with a big furnace, that you like smelt things in and stuff, you can't cook meat, which is admittedly that's kind of weird because you need the little campfire for meat, but also like the little campfire cooks meat pretty quick, so
And
it's not
I
that
think
bad.
I think it's a good balance too. It forces you to have more things, and it's not just like okay, you have one like Minecraft. You have like a crafting table, or basic Minecraft anyway. You had a crafting table, and then you had a furnace.
In basic Minecraft, really all you need is a crafting table and a furnace, and you basically can do anything.
In this game, you need to like really expand.
Yeah, and it's one of the things. Okay, so I don't know how many people that watch the podcast played Power World, but I think I don't know if this is true, but I feel like the Hytale devs kind of took some things from like maybe Power World or some other games as
Mm-hmm.
inspiration of like how they could make it basically like um Minecraft but optimized. Um like for example, I watched a video on this because it happened we discovered it in our game and I was intrigued by it. So there's a radius of 7 blocks around every chest that you have. Every chest has a radius of 7 blocks. Where if you put anything in that radius, um, like a if you have like a furnace or anything like that, or like any kind of crafting table, um, you if you're within that 7 block radius, you actually can pull items from your chests to craft them, and you don't have to have them on you, which I think is really cool. Um, I would like it at some point if maybe you could have like a instead of having to take 2 chests to make a double chest. I think it'd be cool if you could have an automatic double chest that maybe had a bigger radius, or maybe there was like some upgrade for the chests where it gave you a bigger radius. Because I would like to have just like one central area of chests in my whole house. I can just grab stuff from the chests,
Mm-hmm.
but that was really cool. Um, one thing I will say, and I mean, obviously this is really early. This game's been out for a week. Mind you, people have made a lot of discoveries. But one thing I will say that I kind of like about Hytale and I admire, and I kind of hope that I kind of hope they keep it this way and they lean into it, is the fact that the best way currently to get ores and things, like there's copper and iron, and there's like all kinds of like new ores that like just have different names that like we've never really seen before. Um, but the thing that I like is the best way to get them is just to run through caves. I kind of like the fact that you can't just like, oh, I'll just build this standard strip mine and I can get everything that I want. Like, I kind of like that you have to explore the caves and like kind of it's not really like that risky because I wouldn't say the monsters in the caves are that bad, at least from what I've experienced. But I think it's more fun having to run through a cave than just I'm just gonna build this strip mine and now I'm done. I got everything I need.
Honestly, I think like you could strip mine and you could probably get what you need, but I think with this game right now, since it's so new, it's like you don't want to strip mine. You want to go down and you want to experience the caves. You want to see the different aspects of the caves. There are like the mine shafts or like there's like these tomb kind of things that have like chests and stuff like that. Like you miss out on so much that the caves offer and so
Yeah,
many
and
cool
even
different
in like
items.
our game, like I know you, I know you posted a video on Hytale.
Yeah.
You could see that in our game, we even had like a we got so deep in this one cave that we found almost like it kind of looked like the Nether from Minecraft. There was like all kinds of like molten like stone blocks and like there was like a lava pit and there was like bigger monsters in there. I was like, what is going on down here?
Yeah, so like there's like different so I've done a little bit more research and I've been watching and consuming content and playing a lot of this game and so there's like different levels to like down below and so different levels unlock certain things. It's kind of like with Minecraft, you know how you have like the regular and then you have like the deep dark which is like below
Yeah.
bedrock, I guess. It's kind of like that except for there's like a few levels. Like last week, I think like Thursday or Friday they added dinosaurs into the game. So that's something that Deception and I've kind of missed out on so far we haven't really been able to see the dinos, but on our next playtime we'll definitely go down there and find the dinos. Um, but I any
Yeah,
other
this has been cool.
yeah.
I like I don't know if this is like um I kind of want to like save my final review of like what we've played currently
Mm-hmm.
because one there's like tons of updates coming out. Like they've already had 2 pretty big updates come out and it's been a week. And also because obviously it's early access, like things are going to be happening quickly. Um I kind of want to save it because I don't know if the honeymoon phase is gonna like if it's a honeymoon phase or whatever. But like this game, I feel like I feel like I can get into it more than Minecraft, and I don't know if that's the fact that I'm getting into it super early, and I didn't do that with Minecraft, so I haven't had all the I haven't had all the experience that other people had with Minecraft. So like this is a different thing for me where I'm getting into it basically on day one. Um, but Hytale, like just right off the rip, like the first like few hours that we played, I was locked in. Like I was like I want to discover all this stuff. And the crazy thing is like we haven't even went to all these like all the places like the snowy biome and like the desert and all that. We haven't even been to all those places yet. We didn't even venture that far from like the starting area. But like there was plenty to do and explore.
Yeah. We really have only been to the cusp of what's available in this world. Um, I'm not gonna give my full review either, just because I know there's just so much more to the game. Uh, but um, personally, I'm not saying this game is better than Minecraft, because Minecraft has just been around for so much longer, so it does have a lot more to it, and this is just such an early stage game. So comparing the two in their current state is not. They're still different games. I think Minecraft in its modded version meets where this game is at. I mean, if you compare the Java edition to this edition, I don't think that it's really comparatively fair, as like that's like the purpose of these sandbox games, is to have that modding ability to create
Well,
different
there's already a
aspects.
ton of mods in Hytale. That's
Mm-hmm.
like that's one of the things is like there's a lot of stuff that people there's a lot of stuff already that like some people have been like, "Oh, I wish Hytale had this." Like it's a shame that it's early access and we don't have this yet. And everybody's like, "Oh, just go on CurseForge and download a bunch of mods." There's so many mods available that
Yeah.
do a lot of the stuff that the developers just haven't gotten to yet. And that's exactly what they wanted out of this game. Like they wanted people to go in and do whatever they wanted to. Um like in the mod like mode or whatever it is, like there's there have been ways where like you can run other things in the game. Like I've seen all kinds of stuff of people running different things. Like somebody ran Windows 95 in Hytale. Um, somebody
Mm-hmm.
ran Minecraft in Hytale. Somebody ran Doom in Hytale.
Yep.
Somebody ran Hytale in Hytale, which was funny.
So it's just there's so much to do in this game, and I feel like that just adds just just so much to what is like what is capable from this game. I think with when you're creating a game that's so similar to the conglomerate that is Minecraft, you really have to like you have to put like really have to like um create something that has sustenance and has just as much content and can really grasp gamers as well as that does. But I think they are doing a great job of just creating like another great sandbox game for us to play. It's not like it's gonna take over Minecraft, or a good comparison, I guess, would be it's not like the whole like Battlefield and Call of Duty debacle that we've been having for the past year. Where it's like, oh, Black Ops, like Battlefield 6 is gonna kill Call of Duty, da 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 da. Hytale's not going to kill Minecraft, but it's going to offer another game that's like Minecraft. So when you're like, oh, I'm sick of Minecraft, let me go play Hytale. Oh, I'm sick of Hytale, let me go play Minecraft. It just gives you like another alternative and just a different version of a play style that so many people enjoy. And the fact that this game is only $20, it's like it just has this availability to a lot of different people that normally you get the bang for your buck, honestly. I think I've always said that about Minecraft and sandbox games in general, especially ones that are like $20. Like you get the bang for your buck. You get the most out of your money. And this is just such a great game. When we first
Yeah.
loaded in, I was very confused on what to do. I really I really tried my best not to like learn I tried my best not to like go too deep into what Hytale is, like I do with COD every year. Like COD every single year I know like so much. I know the guns, I know the people, I know the storyline low key. I know so many different things. Hytale, I really wanted since it's a new game and I've never played it before, I really wanted that like this is a weird way to put it, but the virgin experience of the game. I wanted to go in and not really know too much about what was going on. I think the only thing that was really shown to me was Deception cutting down, like chopping down a tree, and it all came down, and I literally think I like lost my shit. Um, but honestly, like I had such a fun time playing. It was just like a nice break from like the grindiness of other games. You're able to explore. I really like the fact that there's like a trading post kind of thing. If you go through the portal, can't remember the name of it right now, but there's like a trade post where like you can't break any of that world, and like it's just very, very cool. I really like it. I think there's a lot more to offer the game. Like Deception said, we barely made it through like just a little bit of what that game has had to offer. So I don't want to say too much, um, other than like this is definitely a game that I see myself committing a lot of time to. So much to the point where like I've devoted some time on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are watching this, go check out my latest YouTube video where I upload our actual highlights from our first stream from last week. That's part one. Part two is coming out this next Monday, I guess. Where you'll catch like the rest of that stream, and then a cool little announcement in it as well. Self plug, I guess. Um, but no, it's just like a really great game, and I think it has so much potential to be a powerhouse of a game that lasts a long time.
Yeah.
And they've
Well,
put a
and
lot
I
into it.
hope it fosters competition because, like, while I like obviously like I don't want it to kill Minecraft. I don't think it would anyway, but I don't really want it to. But like I've heard recently, I'm not that into Minecraft, so uh, I don't know everything. But I've heard recently that like Minecraft has kind of like dropped the ball on some updates and like the optimization and the performance of the game has been like lacking and like have just like people are kind of like not fed up with the game, but they're kind of like, okay, this game could be like a lot better than what you guys are doing currently.
Yeah,
And that happens, and then Hytale comes out, and it's like, um, Hytale seems to do a lot of the things that I think a lot of people wish Minecraft would do, or at least have in their game by default.
yeah,
Um,
base Minecraft,
because
not like modded.
I know that things like I know that there are mods, like there are mods in Minecraft for trees that fall like Hytale, but um, I think a lot of people wish that some of that stuff was like in the base game. And Hytale kind of does a lot of those things. Um, so who knows? Like it could push Minecraft to be like, okay, we need to lock in and we need to do some like real improvements to this game. Uh, and do what people are asking for. Um, but yeah, I really enjoy Hytale. I think it's a very very fun game so far. Um, and I mean, like we said, we haven't even scratched the surface of the game yet. We've barely been past the starting area.
Yeah, I think it as the weeks progress, I think probably in like by the time the once the game fully comes out, I think we'll probably have like a really good. I think we should do like just like an episode or part of like a good chunk of an episode just talking about it, because by the time that it comes to launch, I'm sure both of us will, at least me at least, will have enough time in the game to where like I've explored. I want to explore every part of this world. I want to take my time and really just truly experience it. That way I can like fully, give my full like honest opinion on it, and not just rush through it or do this or do that just because whatever. So I really want to experience the game. So maybe we could do like right before they launch the game an episode just kind of like talking about it, some of our favorite bits and pieces, a little like that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, if we played the game enough, we probably could like chronicle everything and be like, okay, so this is where we started, and this is the journey that we went through to
Yeah.
launch.
Yeah, we could do that. Or like release like a clam together like podcast special where we, instead of a podcast, it's just like a hightail like mini doc or whatever of our experience playing the game. I don't know. Possibilities are endless. But no, great game.
I mean, and I feel like it's gonna be a while
Yeah. Oh yeah.
before this game launches. I don't think like I heard that because of all the pre-orders that they secured like funding for at least the next like 2 years of development. honestly, it would not shock me if the game is not even launched by the end of that 2 years. I feel like it might be, but I feel like it'll be at least like a year before the game is launched because it seems like they have a lot of work to do, but it's really fun that they've like let us in on the game while they're still like working on
Yeah, and
everything.
like who knows like what they have that they haven't put out for the public yet. You know what I mean? Like they could have so many different things that are unfinished or just like waiting for the final touches to be put on and are just kind of like
Oh,
waiting to
they
release
definitely
it.
do.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean, we
they
don't really
have
know.
like because like Simon said that they did like 4 years of development work in like 8 weeks to get this thing out for early access.
Yeah, so like the amount of things that just aren't released yet that we like that are a part of the game that we just don't even have access to yet. We don't even really know. I mean we see what's in front of us, but what they have behind the scenes could be like double of what we're getting right now. So like I guess it's just one of those things, and also these kind of sandbox games like Minecraft, they come with updates, so they might have things that are in the works, but they don't think they're gonna have it for a release, so they're just gonna put it on the back burner and finish it off at another time, or they're just like developing ideas that get scrapped until later on. I don't know. We don't really know. We're not developers on the team, and if we were, we probably couldn't say anything because of like non-disclosure agreements and everything. But
I don't know, with this Hytale team, I feel like I feel like we would have more freedom than with most development teams.
probably, yeah,
They kind of talk
probably.
about whatever. Um,
Probably, but I'm
they've
sure
been
there's some
very
things.
transparent with things about the game.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some things that they do want to keep like secret just for the hype of it. But no, great game.
I mean, I'm
I
waiting for that adventure mode. That's what I want.
I totally recommend this game to anyone that likes Minecraft, but likes modded Minecraft. I don't know. I recommend this game. If you're like, oh, it looks too unfinished, then wait. I mean, the development center, the developers said it themselves. Like, don't play this game until it's in a spot where you want to play it. And so,
They even said that like this is crazy considering like the state of how like games are now. But
mm-hmm.
like they said that they actually recommend that you wait to play this game.
Yeah.
Like they were like, if you're used to playing like super polished and finished games and you like you're not somebody that likes to go into early access games, like it's like you don't want to like waste your time or whatever, they're like, okay, just wait to play the game. Like we recommend that you wait a little while. So but I mean I've been having a good time. I haven't really experienced any like I've only experienced one bug and it was kind of funny. There was there was a bug when I was playing where I was like in a cave and there was a monster coming after me and I was really low health and I didn't have any food, so I was like I need to get out of here. And I was like I was trying to jump around to get like out of the cave, but I accidentally did the thing where you like hold jump and it like jumps more than like one block, and it also has the mantle feature. And I happened to jump into a dead end, but it mantled me out of the cave onto the ground in the like I was fully out of the cave just by jumping through one block. I was like, okay, that was a nice escape.
So, and the movement is nice. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah, the movement and the combat are really good.
but yeah, it's a great game. I do enjoy playing it, and I will continue playing it. Um, and yeah, great job, Hytale developers. This is honestly from where it's at right now. I don't even really know where it's going, but it's gonna go far, and it's gonna be a good game. And I think it's gonna become one of those games that just everybody knows about. Especially with like, are you watching like this creative mode gameplay? Like this creative building stuff is gonna foster a
Yeah,
lot of
we haven't
insane
even
builds.
touched that yet.
No, this is gonna create a lot of insane builds for people that do architectural gameplay and these sort of
Well,
sandbox.
it's gonna be fun too, cause like you're gonna be able to share these builds and the
Mm.
seeds for these builds, and like the world generation, like, for at least from what I can tell, because obviously, like, I'm not somebody that does this, so I don't know how it works in Minecraft. But at least from what I can tell, this seems very, very easy and intuitive. Even doing more advanced stuff, like actually going into like the game engine and doing more fully built from scratch things, it seems so like good and intuitive, and like
Mm-hmm.
it would I don't feel like it would take very long for somebody to like get into this. Um,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
So yeah, it was great. Great game. I definitely am excited to play it again this week at some point. It's my nighttime game, so I'll probably play it again tonight. But I like to play it. Like, I have a world that I started where I'm just like exploring shit off stream and just taking it really slow, like building a base and like I'm taking it really slow. Anyway, but yeah, great work, guys, on Hytale. It's an amazing game so far, and I'm really excited to see where y'all take it because it's gonna be good. I have so moving on. This past weekend we had some more Call of Duty, um, for us to watch. So it was a pretty interesting weekend. I was something new I've been doing at work just because like usually I can't watch the matches because I work on weekends. So recently I've been watching them at work. So I'll like have them up on my phone while I'm working so that I can actually like somewhat pay attention to what's going on. So I feel like I'm a little bit more
Yeah,
in the know when it comes to these podcasts because usually like as of recent like the first year or two of the podcast I did really participate in these this part, but deceptions carried for the last little bit, especially because I'm just so busy and I just work literally all weekend every weekend. So I think I found like a
yeah,
little like loophole, so to speak, on what um how to like combat it, I guess. So going into last weekend, we had schedule here. So on Friday, wait, yeah, this was this past weekend. So on Friday we had Vancouver Surge versus Miami Heretics. Then we had the Riyadh Falcons versus Gentlemates. Then Saturday we had Heretics versus Breach. Then Koi versus Ravens. And then FaZe versus Cloud9. And then we had Cloud9 versus Breach. D2 versus FaZe. Optic versus Steve. Right?
yeah,
Okay. So Heretic versus Surge. 3-0 for a quick 3-0 for Heretics. Surge kind of just
yeah.
like they they just like kept choking. They would like they happened again later in the weekend. They just choke. Like no, it was this match. No, it was this match. Like the first hard point, I think they had like they literally could have won it. Pretty sure. And then they just choked and
That's
just
just a classic, like, that's a classic example of a team that, like, yeah, they have TJ, but they're still very young. Like,
mhm.
it's just a classic example of a team that's young and inexperienced. Like, we've seen it so many times in this league where it's like a team that's super young and inexperienced but has talent. They
Conquered all
just
of
can't always put it together. It's
yeah.
just they always seem to all those teams. The main core problem is they just can't close out games. It always happens. Like, and I mean, Surge definitely look better than they did before, but it now it's just like, okay, you guys got to look better for the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
like
I
like
think
we can't run out of gas early.
no. I think as the I think as the season goes on, I think this was a good roster move for them. I don't think it's going to cause any immediate like significant changes as far as like their win loss um scenario, but I do think that with TJ being on that team now and bringing his experience, I think if you just give him a season or just think even like maybe just like a major, you know what I mean, like a major like stage or whatever. I think you give him the rest of stage 1, rest of stage 2. I think by stage 3, honestly this team will be a good team. I think it might be too little too late, but I think that'll give him time to help develop these players into into their full potential, or even like partial potential, to where they're competing at that level and being able to be consistent and have the depth to hold out during a full game.
Yeah, I would at this point I would be a little bit shocked if they make champs. I
Mm,
just feel like there's always, it seems like every year in the CDL there's a team that like is severely underperforming.
yeah.
The only year when that didn't, well, where it happened the least was like Vanguard.
Yeah.
Uh, but we haven't seen the competition go up to Vanguard levels in so long. Um, it seems like there's always a team that is just far below everybody else. I mean, last season was probably the worst example by far of the Falcons. Like, they didn't win a series for until they made a big roster change. Basically, like
Hmm.
it took like half the season for them to win a series.
Yeah, it was bad.
Um,
It was really bad.
but
It was almost as bad
it
as
was.
Optic.
I, I don't feel like the Surge are. I feel like on paper they're not all that bad, but like I said, they're just young and inexperienced, and I feel like it's gonna be a rough season for them. Like, obviously, I think TJ is gonna help, but I think that I think that there are gonna be. I think that if nothing else, at the end of this season, if this doesn't go overwhelmingly well, uh, by the end of the season, like if they don't like make champs by the end of the season, I think that honestly, we have another Surge sending somebody into retirement.
Hmm.
I think if they don't make champs, I think TJ retires.
I
Like
think so too.
I think this is the last straw for him.
Yeah, he's been just getting poopy team after poopy team after poopy team, and he's such a good player. You just put him around the right people, and he could definitely thrive again. He's just not getting the love on the rosters as he should be. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Next up we had the Gentlemates versus the Falcons. Falcons won 3-1. Honestly, the Falcons are, I think it's like a franchise has really turned around this year. They made significant roster changes that are really helping them. I think the breakup of Atlanta FaZe really helped them out. Now they have Celium, and they also have Pred, and then they also have Arcides. I can't remember the fourth. Hold on.
Yeah,
Um,
it was actually crazy to me that they won
Kismet.
that series, considering like they got stomped in game one.
Oh, they don't have
Like
Arcides anymore, but they have
I feel
Celium,
like
Pred,
that was
Enid, and
an
Kismet.
absolute like wake up call for Falcons. I don't know what happened between map one and the rest of the series, but Falcons took this beating on the head and they just ran after that.
Mm-hmm.
They took over the series after that, which was kind of shocking considering we'll get into it in a bit, but we have started to see Optic like falter a little bit. We hadn't really seen the Gentlemates falter too much. Like when they win and they're as good as they were, like that map one, like at the end of that map one, I was like, yeah, I hate it for the Falcons, but I think the Gentlemates are gonna destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Falcons just won every map after that. I was like,
Yep.
okay,
Oh, all right.
I didn't expect that, but all right.
Yeah, no, Pred was going on a tear. He had a lot of damage. His overload KD, well, his overall series KD was 1.23. So even after that devastating knockout of the hard point, he locked back in. So that was really great. Moving on to Saturday, we had Boston Breach versus Miami Heretics. It was 3-1 to Heretics. Heretics are really turning it up this season. They're playing really well, um, which is really great to see. Um, 3-1 to Breach. Pretty close, very close. Oh my god, I watched this series. This one pissed me off because Breach. It was this first hard point. Breach was literally at 248 for like a whole point. They literally like were at 248 at the last hill, and then this hill, Heretics just came in and they just dominated. They just kept them off of it, and they won. Ended up winning, and that kind of set the tone for like the rest of the series.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like that's probably like that might be the worst hill in the game to be.
Yeah.
to try to like to be in the spot they were where they only needed 2 points and trying to defend that hill. That's probably like the worst hill in the game to do it. Like I love that hill on Scar just because of how chaotic it is. But it is kind of like that. It's like if you get wiped out of that hill, it's hard to get back in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So,
like it's either that hill is either complete chaos and like contest heavy, or like one team just wipes somebody and then gets the rest of the time. Um, and it was unfortunate there, but that's how it goes on Scar.
mm-hmm. And then we had Ravens versus Koi. Ravens beating the Koi 3-1, which honestly I was not expecting. Honest, like this one was kind of like one of those like upsets for me for the weekend. I was not anticipating Ravens to win this one.
This was not the biggest upset of the weekend for me, but
No, but
yeah, it
it was
was.
one of them.
It was, yeah. I hate to say it, but I feel like I expected a little more out of the Ravens than what we've actually been getting lately.
Mm,
But this was a good one. This was I they restored my faith a little bit here.
good, good.
Um, because I said that my hot take is that Koi was like maybe not gonna be so good this year. Like I definitely knew they were gonna make champs. That's not a question, but I kind of felt like I kind of felt like something would not like go so well for them. And this match against Ravens, I was like, yeah, kind of seeing it. Like the
Yeah.
tough part is like I feel like because we always talk about how teams have X factors. He's a little different than most teams, but I feel like Joe Deceives is like the X factor on this team. Like if he's not playing well, they're gonna be bad. But more often than not, he is really good. He's not like super hit or miss, but he did have a little bit of an off series this time, and Ravens pounced on it, which is good. It's a good showing out of the Ravens. I definitely feel like they are. I definitely feel like the Ravens have potential, and this was like the first. This is the first sign of it because I honestly, it would not surprise me if we get to Major One and Koi get knocked out, uh, or Koi somehow have to face Ravens, probably in losers bracket. It wouldn't surprise me if this happens again.
So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. So then we go into Phase versus Cloud9. Phase 3-0. Phase finally like clocked in. I think they finally ironed out some of their stuff. They're really showing up as the dominant team that we all thought they were gonna be. I think it was really they're coming back to that form that the team was in, just pretty much throughout the entire time that the CDL has been a thing. So it's nice
They
to
looked real good
yeah.
this series against Cloud9, which I mean, admittedly, Cloud9 is not the best team, so like a lot of people look good against them, but
Mm-hmm.
considering what considering like everything that's been happening with FaZe, I feel like this is a good series for them to really put a stamp on it. But um we're about to find that it might not be all good yet.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um. So yeah, good match for them. Uh. Also, rip to the Bills getting out of the fucking playoffs. Stupid. 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 That was the worst part of my weekend. I was very upset. Um. If you know, you know. Anyway. Um. So then we had what do we have? Sunday with Cloud9 versus Boston Breach. Then G2 versus FaZe and Optic versus Thieves. We're taking bets on
That
Thieves.
was a pretty good day of matches, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Yeah. This was big. It looked like Breach were just gonna have an awful weekend, and then they stormed back against Cloud9. This was them putting the stamp on it, 6-0 in Game 5. Like, I can't believe that this happened. Like,
Yeah.
that
Insane.
was
That
that
comeback,
was crazy.
insane. they locked in and they said we're not done yet. It's making it 3-2. Nasty was going nasty in that series with 11,000 damage. 1.34 KD. Good stuff. Good stuff. Then we got FaZe versus V2. Versus V2. Sorry.
Oh, dude, that
FaZe
that
versus
that
G2.
Abusa right there. Oh my god, that was the craziest thing. Like, this is probably honestly like the Abusa snipes and S&D was probably the best. That was probably the best sniper play I've seen since at least BO4.
But
Probably like that was nuts.
the G2 do take the win, which honestly, the fact that last weekend that they went 0-2 and this weekend they beat FaZe is actually kind of like shocking. I'm not gonna lie. It shows a lot of improvement with the team. I don't know what happened, what they did to lock in, but they
I've
did it.
said it, dude. I've said I felt like G2 might be. I didn't really know what to expect out of them, but I felt like they might be a sleeper team, and they're proving it. They're
They're
pretty
waking up.
good.
They're
Like,
waking up. They're waking up.
and this is scary because I can tell you I can tell you at least 5 or 6 teams that I think could consistently beat FaZe, which is not good.
Nope. Nope.
Not good for FaZe. Like, FaZe, see, I like the moves that FaZe made in the off season, but my only issue is exactly what's happening right now. They got O4 and Abuza from Surge, and part of like Surge's core problem from last season was they were so like not inconsistent, but it's like when they needed to win, they couldn't. Like, they would get to where they never thought they would be before. Like, they got the what, like 2 or 3 grand finals in
Yeah.
a row last year, and like they just couldn't do anything in grand finals. And it feels like similar to what's happening right now. Like, they go up against Cloud9, a team that it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna beat them, and they 3-0 them. Like, oh yeah, of course. But then you go up against G2, which is low key a sleeper team, and you lose. I'm like, what are we doing?
Get it together, guys. Let's get it together. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. I think I do like how like it isn't just like top four right now. I like that it's just kind of all over the place. I do like when that happens.
Honestly, I fear, and I would I hate this for FaZe fans considering all you've been through the losing the entire content creation side of FaZe. But I hate to say it, but I fear that they're going to be like a Surge this season. I fear they're going to go back to what they did in Vanguard. I fear they're going to make a bunch of grand finals, but all they can do is second.
I can see that happening too. I hope they do get like at least like one chip. You know, like
I honestly, it would not shock me if they make at least 2 grand finals, but they don't win anything.
agreed.
Like, I, I mean, I, like I said, I hate it for the FaZe fans, and I hate it for FaZe because they do look really good, but they, there's a lot of cracks right now. It almost feels similar to like what FaZe were doing last year in BO6. It kind of feels like they've just swapped players, but still have the same issues.
Hmm.
Um, but
Which
I don't
means they
know.
probably could have swapped the wrong players.
I mean, it's early. The team they obviously have really good potential. You can see it. Um, when they're good, they are like seriously dominant. But um, too many cracks in the armor right now. It's
Hmm.
still early though. We're not even at Major 1 yet. We got 1 weekend left.
True. True. Now to the last match of the weekend, probably one of the more anticipated matchups. We had Optic versus LA Thieves. This honestly did not go the way I anticipated it to. I think this is kind of upsetting that Optic loses again, this time 3-1 though.
I thought
Uh
this was going to be a close series. I thought it was going to be closer than it was, and it just. I watched it, and all I can think of is that all I can think of is that somebody accidentally gave Optics some Pine Park before they played this
yeah.
because they looked so out of sorts. Like they look so compared to like obviously like you have to think like this could be just normal for them. But like with how dominant they've been the last like 6 months,
Yeah.
you look at it and you're like, oh, this is really scary because they just look so lost. It felt like they just weren't. It wasn't even like they were making any bad plays, like anything glaring was happening outside of like the overload. But I don't know if it was Optic looking bad or Thieves trying something different and it working, but it was so bad for
Also,
Optic.
too,
Like
I think it's not shocking that Kenny's kind of like the player that they highlighted here with like really good stats because there
I mean that
was
is true. Kenny did go crazy in this series, and I've said it so many times. Kenny's probably the biggest X factor in the entire league. Like
yeah,
Kenny on your team, it doesn't matter what players you put around Kenny. If he does well, team could be the best team in the game. If he does bad, they might never win a series.
yep.
like,
Well, like the thing is too is like there was talks that like if they did lose again this weekend, or you know that he was definitely going to be the one out the door, and so
oh
the
yeah,
fact I think
he's definitely the obvious one out, which I hate it for Kenny, but that's just kind of how it is when you're somebody who's as hit or miss as Kenny.
Mhm.
And so explosive in the fact that like yes, like obviously he did very well the series and Thieves like it was a 3-1 Optic did win a map, but Thieves kind of steamrolled Optic, especially in respawn. Um when Kenny looks as good as he is, they Thieves I think probably could contend as the best team in the game.
yep, 100%.
Um
So I mean, this is just good looks for LA Thieves and Kenny too. I mean, he just secured himself a little bit more time with the LA Thieves, and hopefully, you know, he can bring in. He just needs to if he can just have consistency. You know, that's like the only thing that's kind of like getting him. I think it's just for him. I think there's a lot of other things that break that consistency, um,
yeah.
that have been kind of talked
Well,
about
and
before.
it's
But
like I said before, I said this last week and I'm going to say it again because I think it's true again. I just think that this will prove to be a wake up call for Optic.
mhm,
And especially like the fact that they're going to have one more week of matches and then it's major time. I think that they will do exactly what they did last year before champs. They're going to practice a lot this week after this loss and they're going to work harder than anybody else. And I fear for the rest of the league when we go to the major because Optic taking a loss like this, taking two losses
back
to
to back.
teams they definitely shouldn't have lost to, because I still think that Optic's the best team in the game. I don't think that they should lose to anybody. Um, Taking two losses to the teams, especially to the teams they've taken the losses to, I think they should be. I think the rest of the league should be scared because I fear that Optic are going to come in and be unstoppable at the major.
Yeah. Because like to think too, like everybody had like you know like the Christmas like break or like the holiday break to kind of like get caught up. I guess they had the time to grind like behind the scenes without like you know having matches, and so I think a lot of them really started catching up as far as like the learning curve. So the initial learning curve that Optic had, it's kind of gone now. So they have to get back and they kind of just have to find a competitive edge again and their competitive advantage. But great
Yeah, I
weekend.
do. I mean, I hope that all these teams work really hard because I can tell you the way that I've like heard and seen the way Optic is with how hungry everybody is, but especially with Merc on the team, I can tell you like whatever the other teams are doing, however hard they're working, Optic is going to be working harder. So, um, like I said, I'm scared for the rest of the league. Um, Especially with this being an Optic Texas major, I mean, it might be wraps for the league.
So looking at the current standings, we've got three teams tied for first. Uh, all 13-10, all 4-2, all three have 40 points. Very, you know, we got one more weekend for that kind of to even out a little bit. We got Falcons, Optic, and Phase. Then in fourth place we've got Toronto Koi 3-2, and then they're tied for 4. There's 4 tied for that spot, kind of. I did with Gentlemates and then LA Thieves, then Royal Ravens. And then we've got 2-3 to 3. We got Miami Heretics and Boston Breach, and then G2, Cloud9, and Surge. So, not too shocked about the bottom. I do think G2 is going to kind of move up a little bit. I think as they, I think they're starting to catch their stride.
I mean, I definitely think they have some serious momentum after beating FaZe. Like, there were a lot of discussions of people being like, "Is FaZe back? They look kind of unbeatable," and then G2 beats them. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I think G2, they may not be able, depending on how next week's matches are, they may not be able to make it to winner's bracket. I think it's possible, but I don't know if they will.
depends on where
But
they land and where their first few are.
I think that if nothing else, we see G2 make a pretty good losers bracket run. I'm not going to spoil what kind of predictions we might make before the major, but like I think that at least in my mind, I think I'll be picking G2 to go a little bit far.
They definitely have been that little like they're starting to wake up. They're starting to wake up a little bit, and that's that's exciting to see. Alrighty, that kind of wraps up Call of Booty League. But that kind of like takes us to the end of the podcast. I mean, it kind of like that really Hytale and Call of Duty really took up today.
I said it'd probably be a split because we had a lot to talk about on both ends.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very excited for Hytale. Also very excited for COD. Great stuff going on. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Climb Together podcast. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys follow us here live, where we stream this live on Twitch every week. It's twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception276. We did change our time to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays now. So go ahead and Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. So go check us out there if you guys are watching on YouTube. If you guys are watching on Twitch and you missed part of the episode, go check it out on YouTube. It gets posted the day after, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST, where you can check out the full episode to enjoy. And also check out past episodes. Take a trip down memory lane. Catch some past things, whether it was just like our first episode or different specific topics we kind of delve into that were really kind of current events, but kind of not. Also subscribe to the channel and like the podcast episode, as it does help. It is like a free way to support us and the podcast. Yeah. Alrighty. I have been your host, Tonage Corp, here with my co-host Deception. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time. Peace.